Let's go Canes! Let's go Canes! Let's go Canes! Because the Canes are the first team to win a Stanley Cup playoff round this season as they send the New Jersey Devils down to hell as they smack the ass of Satan and send him back to where he came from, and they say, not today, Satan, we're moving on, and they surely did in Game 5, and the Raleigh-Wood Hurricanes moving on to the second round, the first team to eliminate and move on of this year's Stanley Cup playoffs, and it was a freaking barn burner of a game. So let's talk all about it. So welcome back to the O Hockey Show, and today we're talking about the Carolina Hurricanes beating the New Jersey Devils. And if you're new here, you should subscribe, because you should. And also, it'll also make you, subscribing, that is like celebrating the Hurricanes won. Because, of course it is. And, yeah. Anyways, let's talk about the actual game. So, the Carolina Hurricanes, big win for this series. And this is exactly the series that the Canes should be winning 4-1. New Jersey Devils, out with arguably their top player, depending on how you see it. You know, you could say Heischer's better than Hughes. But regardless, Jack Hughes, one of the top players in the NHL, out for this series. And the Hurricanes, they took advantage. They took advantage of the Devils not having great depth at all. They took advantage of their defense not being stellar. They took advantage of the times when Jacob Markstrom was not at his greatest. They did everything they needed to do right. Now, I do have some question marks, but we're in the celebration phase, so we'll get there towards the end of the video. But right now is all about the glazing the Hurricanes. They did such a freaking, I didn't know if I was admitted in, fucking phenomenal job in this series, right? The MVP of it, I have to say, is Freddie Anderson. I mean, the goalies for both teams, Markstrom and Freddie, they were lights out for most of the series. Markstrom had his iffy moments, but I don't know if I could blame it all on him. But if there was any reason, being a New Jersey, a Carolina fan as myself, the only reason I was ever worried about this series was because of Markstrom. He sure had some fine moments. Timo Meier's a bitch. And Bratt was he was noticeable, but he couldn't get anything going for his team. There was no one else on the New Jersey Devils could really scare me at times. Sure, a guy would have a nice play like Nemec. Nemec's overtime goal was kind of whatever. It was a bad goal by the Canes. So, to me, the only guy that could really make me was scared at times was Jacob Markstrom. Not because of his performance last night, which was an insanity. I don't know the last time I've seen a goaltender be the only player playing in a period before, especially in overtime of a elimination game. The Devils completely were gassed, gave up completely in front of their goaltender, and Markstrom played one of the greatest. And a lot of times, I feel like people give us so much credit, especially towards guys like Stolars, where they're like, "Oh my God, this guy's phenomenal." But it's just the other team are shooting the puck into the goalie's chest a lot. Markstrom was not doing that. The Canes were all over him, and he had to actually make saves. They were not just shots right into the chest, right into him. They were shooting in the open areas. He was somehow finding all the ones where he couldn't see a thing, and he was just like, got it anyways. I can still see it. I have eyes everywhere. And, eyes on top of his mask. Those masks by Jacob Markstrom was absolutely beautiful. It's a shame we won't be seeing any more of them. But it means that we get to see more next season. So, I don't know. I guess that is what it is. I don't know why I said that. But anyways, Markstrom, phenomenal for the New Jersey Devils. So for him, easily the MVP. But back to the Hurricanes. Freddie was huge. I would say the first couple of games, I think this series, no matter what, is the Hurricanes. But Freddie Anderson was the most standout of all of the first 3.5 games, however many games he technically really played. He was shutting everything down. The Canes were giving up some bad chances, and he would just clean up everything. He cleaned up everything on his plate all the time. So Anderson, phenomenal. But, of course, he's out now. But I feel like I'm not really worried. Kochetkov coming in. Things were rough at the start, but I feel like that was just a Canes as a whole as a problem. I think, overall, though, this Hurricanes team, this Carolina squad is looking so good. So good right now. Svechnikov had 5 goals in this playoff series alone. And they were good goals. We've been waiting for playoff Svechnikov for a while. Yeah, I think he was injured all last year for the playoffs. I believe all last year. He didn't really get to play. And I think the year before that, I can't remember him playing at all. Or at least very little. But I feel like this year's the first year we get to truly say a healthy Andrei Svechnikov in the playoffs. And he's been unreal so far. Him, Sebastian Aho, of course, 8 points, top 5 in the league right now. 3 power play goals. Of course, last night he had the game winner and tire. Huge game for Fishy. He's so good. Sebastian Aho, though, I gotta say, he is such a mixed bag. Watching those games with him, he's this is why he's not a superstar player. He does so many things just not wrong. He doesn't do things bad. He just sometimes just doesn't make good decisions. I mean, throughout this playoffs, this series, he would make so many just shots that were just like, come on, pass it. And then sometimes he would pass it when he should just shoot it. And tonight, it was one of those times where it's like, man, Aho was, he had 5 hits, I think, last night. He was everywhere on the ice. He was stripping pucks, hitting guys, playing physical, getting in deep, getting to the net. And he scored 2 goals. I think he had an assist as well. Sebastian Aho, if I had, between those two guys alone, huge for the Hurricanes to finally have some guys who are going to put goals in the back of the net, which has been the biggest thing I've been saying for the last 3 years or 4 years for the Hurricanes. They need guys to step up and score. They've waiting for a Natchez, they were waiting for an Aho or Jarvis to finally be that guy. Svechnikov was always hurt, so he couldn't be that guy. But now I feel like this year, between Stanky in the back, Stanky, who has also had a phenomenal series, but between him, Jackson Blake, Aho stepping up for at least this series, Svechnikov, Jarvie is looking phenomenal. He also had, I think, 6 points in this series. Like, they have, the Hurricanes' depth is unmatched. The depth that they play defensively, they step up offensively now, too. The team is so good all around, and it makes it so scary. And then when you add things to the back end, Gosh Despair looks unreal. Freaking Slavin, of course, looks so good. His goal in game 2, I think, when he had that huge just poke the puck away over the guy, goes in, snipes it top shelf past Markstrom, was just a phenomenal goal. I mean, this series was just domination for the Hurricanes, and this is the type of game I'm so excited to see going forward. This is the first time as a Canes fan that I kind of feel like this could be the team finally. This is finally a squad that I believe and trust in to go forward, because every single year it's like I feel like we run into an opponent that is like they have everything like Florida, just a little bit better. Even though in the series against Florida, the Canes are definitely better. They just could not find a guy to score a goal, which I don't feel like I'm worried about this year. Next playoff series, I think second round will be against the Capitals. I think the Capitals will be a slightly tougher matchup, I think, than the New Jersey Devils. But I feel like the depth and the youth and the speed is going to outmatch the Capitals. I just don't think the Capitals have it in them to go truly the distance, so I feel like the Canes could really overcome them. And then in the Atlantic, or whatever, the top half of the bracket in the East, whoever they match up in the finals, in the Eastern Conference Finals, I'm not too worried about right now. I like to between Florida and Tampa. I mean, Florida's going to come out in that one, but I feel like Florida has not looked crazy good, and Tampa's not looked crazy good either. And Toronto or Senators, whoever comes out of that series, which I'm hoping it's the Senators still, I feel like if they somehow make it, the Canes have got them easy. So to me, I don't know if I think the Canes win the Cup. I think the West might have it this year. But if there is a year for the Canes to get to the finals, I feel like this might be the best bet. And if someone could come out as a true goal scorer in Svechnikov, or the team can really come alive and just have that chance to win, and Anderson's all healthy, I won't be worried. I think the Canes have a good chance at the Cup this year, as their betting odds are too. But also, another interesting couple of things too. That Kotkaniemi play, a lot of people seeing online saying, how the fuck is that a 4-minute penalty? Guy skate. Okay, you idiot. There is a thing where if it's the follow through of a shot and it hits a guy in the face, is not high sticking. Mercer threw it to the boards and then went this way with it, and then he just banged him in the eye. That is a high sticking. That is called playing the puck and then being reckless with your stick going up in the air as a guy is coming at you. That, first of all, you're stupid if you think that. And also, you're not the Vegas Golden Knights versus San Jose Sharks. That did not end your series on a bad call. That was your own fault. You were dead by then, is what I meant to say. Also, Rod Brindamore, first coach in history to win a playoff series in the first 7 years of every year in the first 7 years as a coach. Crazy stat. Brindamore, he makes his team play so good. And I feel like, I don't know, this team feels like they could be the team of destiny this year. But I don't know. For me, Canes, I'm feeling really good about us. Feeling pretty damn good. And Yeah, the Devils, I don't know what's going to happen with them this offseason. I'm seeing some pages thinking that they are a team that should go after a Brock Besser. I don't know if that's the best move. Luke Hughes needs to get an extension soon. Will Quinn Hughes join the team? I don't know. That'll be a video for another day. But anyways, that's all I got to say. Hurricanes feeling great, and they are looking great. So that is all I got to say. So thank you for watching this. If you made it this far, please, I'm begging you, please subscribe. Until next time, too sweet. Have an amazing day, and ta-ta for now.